Also, how those flames out west may be changing the habits of wild animals, putting them closer to humans as they try to flee the fires. One hiker shares his terrifying encounter with a cougar on a Utah mountain, and it is all caught on tape. Watch it unfold next on Weather Underground.
Hey.
Yeah, that encounter may have been a little too up close and personal with this bear. Crossing the bridge, seems to be minding its own business, but then briefly lunges at a group of guys fishing on the bridge. Probably interested in what they've got, and they're like, Then, just recently, this close encounter in California. You may be looking around and not zoomed in and you wouldn't even notice. The man behind the camera was on a hike. This mountain lion casually hanging out looking at the deer on the trail. Very interested in those. And some other incredible video to show you. This one went viral this week. This guy, we just talked to him last hour, hiking, got a close encounter with a cougar. This female, not chill. She is kind of pouncing. Batting her paws. He was nervous. We talked to him last hour, and Kyle Burgess, he made it back safely. As I mentioned, he was here to talk about what was going through his mind in those adrenaline-packed moments.
When I came up on those baby cougars, that's when the mom saw me, and that's when I knew the whole situation just did a full 180, and I had to react very quickly because that mom was rushing towards me because she didn't like me next to her babies. And so, yeah, in the video, you kind of see the babies, and then you see me kind of start backing up because, well, yeah, the mama cougar's coming after me. I feel like the situation ended well for me and the cougar. We both got away. We both went home. We both were unharmed. And at the end of the video, you kind of see the camera drop, and I was able actually to toss a rock and startle the mama cougar away. And lucky for me, that's when I kind of turned the camera on myself, and I'm like, oh, wow, that just happened. Because it was a moment of relief when she left.
Want to bring in the director of the Wildcat Conservation Program, Panthera, Mark Elbroch, for his insight. Mark, our guest last hour, he had said it wasn't fire or anything that had driven that cougar out of that area. I would imagine that's the case in some instances. What else is making them maybe show up at spots where you wouldn't expect them?
Oh, I think they're probably showing up in places they've always been, and we just hadn't seen them there before. But wildfire will push them into new areas. Other cats that sort of take up residence may push them into new areas. Food changes. They just follow the deer and elk around on the landscape, and those are the things that move them around the most.
So many people are spending a lot of time outside these days because of the virus. What's your recommendation for people that come upon a wild animal, especially one that in this instance, like with the cougar, that somewhat acts aggressively trying to get a human away from their cubs?
That's a great question. And the mountain lion that Kyle Burgess encountered was particularly aggressive. That is rare behavior for a mountain lion, which are typically timid and sort of cautious. But when they are with tiny kittens, as this one was, they do occasionally act aggressive and even occasionally do bluff charges like this one. So the best thing you can do when a cat is aggressive is be more aggressive right back. Take a few steps forward, clap your hands, yell, make sure it knows you're human, because usually that's just enough to end the encounter. If they know you're a human, they're gone. But if it continues forward, then just be aggressive, yell, stand your ground, throw things, as Kyle did at the end of his encounter, and just let it know that you are not going to be pushed around.
Great advice. Hopefully we never have to use it, but as you mentioned, with these animals out and about a little bit more, may need it. We thank you so much for your time, and again, really great advice. That's how I also get Mike Bettis away from my desk. I just start throwing rocks. Well, coming up, we're talking about snow in the northern Rockies. Stay tuned.